Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from the campus of Newton North High School in Newton, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity boys soccer contest between the hosting Newton North High Tigers and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. A very special day today. It is the regular season finale. This is the last day of the regular season. And as such, it being the last home game of the year for Newton North, they are celebrating their senior day for their players who are members of the class of 2023. Among the senior class for Newton North, they have Duncan Naylor, Henry Baker, Alessio Viscariello, Harrison Georgiadis, David Gutierrez, Jason Shapiro, Oliver Windles, Isang Iboket, Sebastian Devo, Rob Nicolazzo, Maddie Gillen, Gordon Wardell, Nadim Sali, Victor Zandona, and David Pinto. So those are the seniors being honored today for Newton North. Apologies for the kind of slow reading there. We got a bright sunny day here today, which means it's a great day for soccer and also means it's going to be a tough day for me reading the rosters on my laptop screen. But you see the Warriors huddling up over on their side, getting ready to take on their rival, Newton North. While Newton North honors their seniors. Last game of the season, and it still carries quite a bit of significance, particularly for Brookline. Coming into this contest, as of the most recent power rankings in MIAA Division I boys soccer, Newton North is ranked 11th with a record of 9-5-3, which I believe doesn't take into account the games played this week. But, you know, I can't imagine. It's impossible that Newton North is going to drop out of the playoff picture at this stage. And even if they dropped out of the top 32 miraculously, they would still have a winning record and automatically qualify for at least a play-in game. But they are a pretty high seed at 11 right now. I don't expect them to go too far up or down based on this week's results. They'll probably have a home game in at least the first round of the tournament. So they are well on their way. For Brookline, however, a pretty consequential game as they are currently on the outside looking in. They are ranked 33rd in the Division I rankings. The top 32 qualify for the state tournament, with any lower ranked teams able to qualify for a play-in game with a record of 500 or greater. And with Brookline coming into this week with a 3-9-5 record, that's not going to happen. So they need a good result here against this much higher ranked Newton North team in order to improve their rating and try and fight their way into a spot in the playoffs. So a big consequential game for Brookline, a rematch of an earlier game this season at the Kicks for Cancer event at Concord Carlisle High School. Those of you who follow my streams, you might have watched that game, and you know Newton North took the win in that one by a final score of 2-0. So Brookline hoping for a better result as they try and scratch and claw their way into a postseason berth. Newton North hoping for a good result to honor their many seniors. And, you know, it really is a tale of two different situations with these two teams. Like I said, a very large senior class for Newton North this year, so a lot of returning players from last year's team that met Brookline in the state championship game. Brookline, however, graduated a large portion of their starting lineup from that state championship team, and they've, you know, had to try and figure out, you know, sort of find themselves this year and build things moving forward. And, you know, that's got to be tough for Brookline's seniors. You know, that's not the type of season that you want to end your high school career on. But, you know, one thing I will say to them is they can always hold high the title of state champions that they earned last year. But for now, we're not talking about last year. We're not talking about the end of careers. We're not talking about the end of the season. Well, at the end of the regular season, yes, but not the end of the season altogether. We're talking about this game right here, right now. Brookline fighting for a playoff spot. Newton North fighting for their seniors. It's always a good game when it's Brookline against Newton North, and I expect this one to be a good one as well. Remember, if you end up enjoying today's live stream, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. This game is actually the first of a triple feature for me here today, as later this afternoon I will be covering girls soccer out at Newton South. First, the JV girls soccer team slated for a 3:30 start, and then the varsity teams facing off right after. So be sure to stay tuned for those games and plenty more. Subscribing to the channel can help. And then, of course, if there's anything you'd like to say, if I'm butchering the pronunciation of a player's name, or if you notice any technical issues, either with the video or the audio, or if you just want to simply say, go Brookline or go Newton North, or you want to give a shout out to your favorite player, or just comment on what's going on, or if you even just want to say where you're tuning in from. You know, since age of the internet, you can watch this from anywhere as long as you got Wi-Fi. So any one of those reasons I just listed, perfectly valid reason to post in the live chat. I welcome the audience participation. Senior Day ceremonies are over for Newton North, and the two teams are huddling up, getting ready to take the field. We see the Warriors breaking their huddle and taking the field in their white jerseys with their light blue outline jersey numbers. Starting in net for the Warriors today is number 99, Jackson McGee. Among some of the other players taking the field to start for Brookline, I see number 7, Danny Dokov, number 3, Ethan Ghosh. I think I saw number 5, Oliver Stern in there. I see number 11, Eamon Boschel. And in the meanwhile, the Tigers of Newton North taking to the field. Couldn't quite see the goalie's jersey number, but I'll try and make it out. Warriors break their huddle as the Tigers, in their signature orange and black, take to the field. They've got number 1 minding the net. That is Henry Baker. So the netminders are McGee and Baker. Looks like Newton North will be getting us started. They'll have the opening possession of the first half. 40 minutes on the clock, the opening whistle, and here we go. Popped up high in the air, downed off ahead, scrumming for the ball, and we've got our first foul call against Newton North as they tripped up number 16, Max Luby. Bochelle now with the ball. He sends it back. Swung across. Julian Gravero just lets it go. Gauche couldn't get there in time, and it's stolen by the Tigers. Bit of miscommunication there by Brookline as Newton North sets up on the attack. They send it back to the center back. Sent all the way upfield to number 18 as he's double teamed and it's knocked away. Gets to Bochelle. Pass over to number 10, Toshiki Kobayashi. Sends it back to Gauche. Gauche kicks it upfield, taken by the Tigers. Tigers again send it back to their center back, Harrison Georgiadis. They work it down the far sideline, and that's going to go too far. That's going to roll out of bounds. That'll be a goal kick for McGee. Long leading kick attempted by number 3, Alessio Viscariello. But just too far on that one. McGee sets up for the goal kick, and he sends it into Gravero. Gravero kicks it across midfield, and Newton North is just going to let that one roll out of bounds. Number 12, Sebastian Devo, watching it roll out there. Throw into Georgiadis, pass across to Viscariello. Viscariello sends it up the far side, lost out of bounds. Throw in for Brookline. Deflecting back and forth. Warriors have control for the moment. I believe that's Luby passing it back. Dribbling towards the middle, ran out of room. Stolen by the Tigers, stolen back by Bochelle, kept in bounds. Past Kobayashi, kicked upfield, deflected back and forth. Newton North has control of it for the moment. Viscariello sends it back to Georgiadis. Now swung across to Devo. Devo sends it up the near side. Completes the pass. It's knocked out of bounds by Gauche. Throw in. Deflects, and I think they called a foul on Kobayashi there, as I think they were saying he got too aggressive on the back of number 8, Jason Shapiro. So Devo now setting up to take the free kick off of the foul call. Long kick. Could not be deflected, and it's booted away. An attempted back kick from number 13, Rob Nicolazzo, but nothing doing there. Brookline now moving the ball on the counterattack. Pass goes to Danny Dokov. Dokov swings it over to Bochelle. Bochelle lifts a leading pass over the head. And wrestling for the ball. They're just letting him play it out. Devo takes the ball and passes it across to Georgiadis and then back to Devo. And Newton North successfully clears. Off the head of Gauche, off the head of Dokov, off the head of Nicolazzo, recovered by Shapiro, pass back, deflected but recovered by Nicolazzo, pass back to Devo, upfield, headed away by Gravero, corralled by number 15, Sebastian Cuervo. Now a couple passes, it winds up with Bochelle. Bochelle dribbling, pass to the outside. Pass upfield, a trip. And that's going to be a foul call as number 14, Taj Horowitz, was tripped up by Newton North's number 6, Thomas Rooney. Or no, they call it a throw-in, I guess. Thrown into Bochelle. Bochelle tries a kick, walled off, no handball call. And Newton North now dribbling on the counterattack. Across midfield, walled off and kept in bounds, but then stolen right back. Pass to the middle. Nicolazzo manages to get a pass back. And now swung to the near side to Devo. Kicked up field to Shapiro. Broken up by Gravero. Gravero runs into Devo as Devo kicks the ball away. Out of the scrum, it's Dokov with the ball. Sends a pass upfield, broken up and stolen by Nicolazzo. Sent back to Devo. Upfield to number 17 as it's knocked out of bounds. Defense by Dokov as he knocked it away from number 17, Matty Gillen. They pass it back to Georgiadis. Swung over to Viscariello. And then back to Georgiadis once again. Almost stolen there. Max Luby applying the pressure. But he gets the pass to Viscariello and now over to Devo. Upfield, misses his target, but it rolls all the way up to Nicolazzo, sending it to the far side to number 11. Attempted crosser, deflects through, recovered by the Tigers. Shot is walled off by Gauche, and sliding in and falling on the ball is Jackson McGee. The long kick bounces off of Rooney. Collected by Wardell. Passed back to Devo, up to Gillen. Gillen pass deflected by Gauche, and Cuervo kicks it upfield to Luby. Luby sends it back to Dokov. Dokov boots it upfield. Horowitz battling against Viscariello for position of the ball. And Viscariello takes control of it. Horowitz still applying pressure, but Viscariello clears it upfield. Fantastic defensive effort there as he now gets the pass upfield. They're working it down the far side. Slide tackle by Brookline manages to get that ball away as they now work to clear it out, but it's recovered by Rooney. Rooney kicks it across the field, walled off by Dokov. Recovered by Cuervo. Pass to Boschel, who boots it upfield off the head of Luby. And that's going to be a handball. They've been working it to number 11, Javier Garcia, down the far side. Hasn't found any scores so far, but has been threatening. Viscariello boots it towards the box, and it's just going to be caught out of the air by McGee. McGee looking around, surveying his options, and punts it across midfield. Deflected down by Luby and then kicked upfield by Dokov. Gets to Horowitz. Horowitz lifts one in the air. Oh! And a foul is called against Luby there as he pushes over Devo. Out of the free kick. Now Devo dribbling with it. Kicks it across midfield. Walled off by Gravro. Stolen away now. This is Nicolazzo off to the races. Sends a pass for Shapiro. Shapiro cannot get to the ball in time. It's scooped up by McGee. Rob Nicolazzo almost set up the breakaway 2-on-1, but a difficult pass to set up just off the mark. Brookline now trying to work the ball upfield. That one is broken up by Georgiadis. Bouncing. And now booted away by Cuervo. Goes off the head of Georgiadis. Devo with the ball. Sends it upfield, and that's going to go out of bounds. That'll be a throw-in for Brookline. Substitution checking in for Brookline. Replacing number 10, Toshiki Kobayashi, is, I believe, number 24, Wallace Lawrence. Throw in from Gauche. Luby trying to control the ball. It's deflected out of bounds. Stays with Brookline. Luby, a quick throw in, aiming for Lawrence. Lawrence tries to lift it over the defender, but Georgiadis comes in to back up Devo and knock it out of bounds. Gauche was a little too far down the field there. Repositions himself, and now the throw-in. Booted away, and recovered by Cuervo. Cuervo tries to send a pass through off the mark, booted away by Devo. Gravro takes the ball, swings it across. Passed upfield, deflected away, and out of bounds, Brookline ball. Throw in. Sent upfield too far. Controlled by McGee. McGee boots it. Deflected down. Gauche had it for a second. Gillen kicks it away, but then Cuervo kicks it up to Lawrence. Lawrence's kick walled off by Devo. Cuervo takes it off the deflection, pass back to Bochel, who lifts it high. Georgiadis under it, and he heads it away. Downed by Nico Lazzo. Knocked away from him, but recovered by Rooney. Pass back to Viscariello. Up the far side, pass to the middle to Rooney once again. Kicked up field to number 10. It's knocked out of bounds by Brookline's Ellery Nisler. Throw-in goes back to Nico Lazzo. Nico Lazzo stays with it. Pass across, broken up, but goes back to Rooney, who boots it upfield. Knocked down by, I think, Nisler, and it gets to Bochel. Bochel kicks it up the far side, race to the ball. Georgiadis going to win that race. And he can't quite keep it in as he tried to turn around and clear it. I think I saw a substitution checking in for Newton North as we await the throw-in from Brookline. Broken up by Georgiadis once again. Boots it upfield and keeps it in bounds as it bounces all the way to Bochel. Bochel fakes, dribbles to his left. Now taps it back to Cuervo. Cuervo sends it down the near side to Gauche. Gauche holding it on the far side. Now a centering crosser goes off ahead and out. And now dribbling with it was Wardell. He falls but recovers. Pass for Rooney. Rooney swings it across for Nico Lazzo, who manages to get it past the outside to Viscariello. Sent up the line, too far, out of bounds. And now we see a sub coming in for Newton North. Number 21, Nadim Sauli, replacing Harrison Georgiadis. Throw in now to Bochel, and that's going to be knocked out of bounds. It's rare you see a soccer team subbing out their center back. Those are usually the players that play like every minute. So a rare amount of depth on the back line for the Tigers. Pass to the middle now, goes to Dokov. Dokov, dribbling, taps it back to Gauche. Gauche boots it upfield, race to the ball. Slightly bad bounce as Viscariello corrals it. His clearing kick is walled off, but that will be a goal kick for the Tigers. Number 22, Liam Alcalay, applying the forward pressure there for Brookline. And now Baker sends in the goal kick to Viscariello. Sent up the far side. Pass for Rooney intercepted. Now a pass up just misses Lawrence. And it's recovered by Baker. Rolled into Solly. Passed up to Wardell. Wardell's pass deflected but gets upfield. Gauche kicks it back. Recovered. Pass deflects back to Nico Lazzo. Nico Lazzo across midfield, off to the races. Still applying pressure, manages to get it through to Gillen. The crosser off the mark. Oh, but rushing in, taking a shot! And that is in! Newton North first on the board off the score from number 11, Javier Garcia. Garcia with the goal in the 15th minute, assisted by Matty Gillen. So that's a 1-0 lead for the home team as Lawrence passes it back to Gravero. Pass up to Dokov. Dokov lifts it high. It's knocked down, taken by Rooney, passed up to Gillen, who just got the assist on that goal. Deflects over to Wardell and passed across to Viscariello. Viscariello sends it up. Finds his target. That is number 10, Isong Iboket. Brookline takes the ball back. Nisler kicks it upfield. Alcalay trying to control it, but could not. It goes out of bounds. Throw in. Back to Devo. Devo kicks it upfield to Gillen. Gillen keeps control of it, keeps it in bounds. Dribbles through the hole there, gets to the middle, sends a pass upfield to Shapiro. Shapiro recovers it, pass across. Nicolazzo keeps control of it and passes back to Viscariello. Couple passes deflecting back and forth now. Nicolazzo still with the ball and stolen away by Brookline. I believe that was Bochelle, who now clears it, and it's chased down by Devo. Devo kicks it up the middle, and it's walled off by Cuervo. Cuervo taps it over for Dokov. Dokov now sends it up to Cuervo. Cuervo upfield to Lawrence. Lawrence trying to gain the edge on Solly. Lawrence still with the ball. Crosser misses the target. Wally Lawrence with a great push upfield there, but just couldn't quite finish. Iboket dribbling with it, loses his footing, and it's taken away by Brookline. Pass over to Bochelle. Now back to the outside. Brookline keeps with it. Kick upfield is walled off, deflects right back. Now deflects over to Dokov for a second. Battling back and forth, and it's taken now by Newton North. Kicked up, bounces past Shapiro. Iboket trying to break in. Iboket's got it. Shot, walled off by Ghosh. Ethan Ghosh just robbed Newton North of an insurance goal there and keeps it a one-score game. And now he walls off that kick by Gillen, and that's going to be out of bounds. Isong Iboket had a prime opportunity at a goal there, but great defensive effort by Ghosh as we see a bunch of Newton North subs checking in here. Throw in is collected by Nicolazzo, stolen away by Dokov, kicked back by Rooney, and that's going to roll out of bounds. That throw-in came from number 99, David Pinto, one of the many seniors being honored today by Newton North. Rooney kicks this one, goes off the head of Oscar Kulkarni. Stolen back, and then taken back by Brookline. Pass up to Taj Horowitz. Horowitz couldn't get a clean pass off, and that's going to be cleared out by the Tigers, recovered by Kulkarni. Kulkarni pass, broken up, recovered and passed right back to Kulkarni. Fakes and dribbles, now sends a long kick, off a head, off another head, and swooping in and taking it is Baker. Some forward pressure being applied by the Warriors there, particularly number 9, Nico Liteplo. Baker punts this one along, bouncing, and ultimately it is recovered, I believe, by Kulkarni. Kulkarni dribbling around, walled off, and it's stolen away by number 25. No whistle on the jersey grab there as they're letting him play. 9 taps it back to 19. Now to the far side to Garcia, and it's knocked out of bounds. Brookline throws it in. It goes to Horowitz. Horowitz pass upfield to Liteplo. Liteplo pass cut off and kicked away by Devo. Recovered by Cuervo, pass to the near side to Gauche. Gauche passes it back to Gravero. Gravero taps it up, give and go back to Gravero. Pass back, cut off, and booted away as it's knocked down by Nisler. Kulkarni keeps it in bounds, fakes, turns around and passes back to Nisler. Nisler fights through one, can't fight through another, but it is stolen back by Cuervo. Kicked up field, deflects into open space. Pinto kicks it back to Rooney, and now it's sent back to Devo, who sends it further back to Baker. Baker boots this one in the air, off the head of Dokov, and that is going to bounce out of bounds. Throw in from Pinto to Rooney, kicked up field, deflected, and Kobayashi kicks it. Taken by Rooney again. Pass goes to number 19, Owen Potter. After some more passes, this is still Potter. Potter tries to send the crosser, but he's walled off, and it's booted away by Kulkarni. Garcia lining up for the throw-in for the Tigers. Thus far, Garcia has the only goal of this game. Throw-in. Passed back to Garcia. Sent to the middle, deflects, and controlled by Brookline. Pass back. And now sent upfield off the head of Leteplo. Viscariello kicks it, and it deflects off Brookline and out of bounds. Kicked up field down the far side, and that's going to be out of bounds. Now Brookline with the throw-in. Kulkarni throws it in, deflected back to Kulkarni, who pops it in the air. Excuse me. Out of the scrum, Cuervo had it for a second, but it's... oh, sorry. Ball's deflected out of bounds. As some more subs coming in for Newton North. Throw in goes to Rooney. Pass goes through the middle, but deflected away and cleared out by Brookline. Solly kicks this one to the near side. It's chased down by Pinto. Pass, walled off by Gauche once again. Gauche sends it upfield to Horowitz. Horowitz turns around, passes it back to Kobayashi. Kobayashi dribbling, passes it back to Kulkarni. Kulkarni up to Kobayashi. Kobayashi down the far side. Couldn't quite be kept in bounds by Horowitz, and that's going to be a goal. No, it's a corner. Horowitz was able to get the favorable deflection. This is going to be a corner kick for Brookline. We got a few subs checking in now for Brookline. We see number 5, Oliver Stern, and a couple others I didn't quite get the chance to identify. Number 7, Danny Dokov, sends in the corner, comes in low. Rooney walls it off, and it's booted away by the Tigers. Corralled by number 2, pass back to Viscariello across to Devo and popped up in the air. Cuervo knocks it down, gets to Stern, pass back to Cuervo. Cuervo, pass to the outside, gets it to Stern. Stern fakes, turns, crosser deflects, but recovered by Dokov. Dokov trying to stay with it, manages to get a pass back to Boschel, who sends it across to Cuervo. Cuervo sending it further back to Gravero. Gravero dribbling, lifts it, knocked down by the Tigers and booted out. That goes up to number 25, Victor Zandona. Now taken back by Brookline, pass to Dokov. Dokov lifts it down the near side. Stern chases it down. Stern trying to gain the edge. Stern, his kick walled off by Baker, and that's going to set up another corner kick for Brookline. Brookline starting to apply some more pressure here as they trail 1-0 with about 15.5 minutes left here in the first half. Dokov again setting up for the corner kick. This one comes in high, off ahead, and sails way high. That one off the head of Max Luby. Just got way under that one, and that one was heading for the clouds. Viscariello sends it up the far side. Now kicked further upfield. Pass, gets to number 2, but he's walled off, tries to clear it, but it's stolen back by number 2. Pass goes back, and now this pass broken up by Kobayashi, knocked down by Rooney, recovered by Potter. Potter dribbling around, his pass deflected away, chased down by Rooney and passed back to Viscariello. Now this kick from Pinto knocked out of bounds by Stern. It'll be Newton North ball. Throw in. Gets to number 9, trying to gain the edge on Gauche. He cannot, runs out of room. That'll be a goal kick. Oliver Windles trying to apply the pressure there for the Tigers. McGee setting up for the goal kick. Booted high in the air. Deflects down. Controlled and booted away from Windles. Stern takes it. Stern manages to get a pass off to Bochelle. Bochelle turns, sends a pass across to Kulkarni. Kulkarni fakes the kick and dribbles. Gets around one defender, but he's going to be cut off by Pinto as the Tigers take it back. Number 2, Franco Morrow, sends a pass upfield. Knocked away by Cuervo. Gets it to Kulkarni. Kulkarni sends it back to Nisler. Now back up to Kulkarni. Kulkarni gets it further upfield to, I believe, Luby. Pass to the middle, finds Kobayashi. Kobayashi sends it upfield. Race up the far side. Luby controls it. His crosser walled off by Devo and cleared out. Dribbling. That pass deflected and recovered by Kobayashi. Tapped back to Dokov. Pass to the middle now to Cuervo. Now up to Bochelle. Bochelle sends it upfield, walled off by Devo. Devo pass to the near side. Get the pass to Rooney. Up to Windles, knocked away by Gravro, and foul is called on Newton North. Gravro now dribbling with it, passes back to Nisler. Nisler boots it across midfield, taken by Viscariello, sent up the line, sent back to Viscariello, further back to Devo. Devo sends it across to Solly, upfield. Dribbling with it is number 15, Diego Zuniga. Sends a pass upfield, knocked away from Zandona, gets to Bochelle. Sent up to Dokov. Dokov lifts one, race to the ball. Luby controls it. Luby, shot! Off the bar, Stern recovers. Stern can't get a shot off. Bad luck for Brookline. And now on the counterattack, it's Franco Morrow, stolen away by Gravro. Gravro now takes the ball Works it upfield, sends a pass through to Luby. Luby again with the ball, dribbling around. Trying to send a leader for Dokov. Dokov sends a kick in, but deflected and cleared out by Devo. Again, the they are really letting these two teams play here today. That near chance for Max Luby, I mean, you could have potentially called a foul on both teams as that play went on, first by Luby and then by one of the Newton North defenders. That header from Stern well wide of the net, and it's going to be taken by Baker. Baker punts this one. Kicked across by Potter. Morrow with the ball now. Walled off by Kulkarni, but it deflects back to Pinto. Morrow had it for a second, stolen away by Kulkarni. Pass now to Cuervo. Cuervo sends a long kick upfield, bounces past Horowitz, and Devo is just going to let it roll all the way back to Baker. Baker rolls it into Rooney. Rooney kicks it. Pass. Now goes over to Zuniga. Zuniga sends it towards the box, walled off by Gravro. Deflects to Bochel, who passes it back to Gravro. Gravro knocked away by Potter. Potter trying to move it upfield. He gets sandwiched. And after a dangerous collision, Cuervo kicks it up to Dokov. Long leading kick finds Horowitz. Horowitz trying to gain control of the ball. Horowitz dribbling around. Shot walled off again by Devo. Now a pass to the middle. Stolen by Stern. Tap through for Horowitz. Horowitz off the bar! Two shots off the bar for the Warriors. The post luck not with Brookline today. And that's going to be a foul called on Gravro for that collision on the header. Oh, that is agonizing. Potter now lining up for the free kick for the Tigers. Launches this one towards the box. It's headed down by Gravro. Still in the box. Shot from Zandona. No, maybe it was a pass, as that one flew way off to the side, went off the foot of Zuniga, and now out of bounds. Throw in. Kulkarni now working it up the far side. Kulkarni trying to send a pass through, but it's taken by Viscariello. 7.5 minutes left here in the first half. Still 1-0 in favor of Newton North. Javier Garcia, the only goal scorer so far. Solly passes to Potter. Potter over to Rooney. Sent over to Viscariello. Viscariello boots it upfield. Over the head of Nisler. Pass to Morrow, and then knocked away by Gauche. Now we got some subs checking back in for Newton North. Number 5, Harrison Georgiadis returns to the pitch, as does number 13, Rob Nicolazzo. Throw in over the head of Iboquet, who also checks back in. Now this one popped in the air. Scrummed for. Shot by Nicolazzo. Save by McGee. Good reflexes by Jackson McGee with the foot save there. But now a corner kick coming for the Tigers. Towards the box, headed out by the Warriors, chased down by Nicolazzo. Pass goes back, and that pass misses Iboquet. And Nisler just lets it roll out of bounds. Some subs checking in for Brookline. Among them, Max Luby returns to the field. Throw in from Kulkarni. Battle for the ball. Out of bounds again. Stays with Brookline. Throw in. Headed away by Rooney, but goes to Kulkarni. Kulkarni manages to boot it across midfield. Georgiadis recovers. Passes up to Rooney. Rooney tried to send it up the far side. It's deflected out by Boschel. Pinto throws it in to Iboket. Stolen away by Kulkarni. Kicked back by the Tigers. Now corralled by the Warriors and passed back to Nisler. Popped in the air. It goes over Zuniga. Stern's kick is deflected by Zuniga, and he takes the ball back. Pass back to Devo. Devo kicks it up to Potter. Potter pops it in the air off the head of Morrow. Knocked away by Gravero, but goes right to Nicolazzo. Pass to the outside to Pinto. Pinto tries to send in a crosser, but wide and out of bounds. Popped in the air by McGee. Stern takes it, and that's going to be out of bounds, and that's going to be Brookline ball. Or no, it's actually going to be a foul against Zuniga. Dokov launches the free kick. Devo slightly whiffed on the clearing attempt there, and that goes out of bounds. Stays Brookline ball. Stern, the quick throw into Luby. Luby has it stolen away by Potter. Zuniga kicks it upfield. It rolls all the way to Gravero. Gravero now dribbling. Goes around a pick from Cuervo. Passes up to Boschel. Back to Gravero. Gravero got pretty far for a center back, but now taken back by the Tigers. Georgiadis boots it. Nisler kicks it back. Keeps it in bounds. Trying to work it upfield, but couldn't do it. Stolen back by Morrow. Leading pass for Nicolazzo. Crosser coming in and high and out of bounds. 3 minutes on the clock here in the first half. Pass up to Kulkarni. Kulkarni sends it upfield, walled off by Rooney. Slide tackle knocks it loose, but it's recovered by Morrow. Pass to the outside finds Pinto. Sent back, broken up by Brookline, and now a whistle. As I believe that was out of bounds, Newton North ball. Pinto throws it in. Morrow tries to kick it, but it's taken away by Cuervo. Collides with Rooney, and now booted upfield by Kulkarni. Off the head of Georgiadis. And Viscariello was trying to clear it upfield, but it was deflected out off the body of Horowitz. Throw in goes back to Georgiadis. Georgiadis' kick is walled off by Luby, and he has to desperately pass it back to Baker. Baker barely gets that kick off as he almost lost his balance, but does get it to Zuniga. Stern almost stole it, but Zuniga recovers. Pass up to Morrow. Morrow trying to lead for Nicolazzo, but Gravero gets there first and just boxes out to force the goal kick. We are now officially in stoppage time here in the first half. Clock frozen at 2 minutes. McGee sends the goal kick up the near side. Kept in for a second by Stern, but couldn't continue to keep it in. This will be a throw-in for Newton North. Zuniga throws it in off the head of Gauche. Downed by Morrow, but then stolen by Cuervo. Cuervo. Ball deflects back to Gauche. Gauche kicks it upfield. Viscariello kicks it away. Gets it to Pinto. Pinto sends it up the line to Iboquet. Iboquet dribbling. Stolen by Kulkarni. Kick to the middle for Cuervo. Up to Dokov. Dokov has it stolen by Zuniga, but a foul called on Zuniga. Dokov launches the free kick. Goes off the foot of Devo over to Zuniga. And that is going to be the whistle for halftime. Our score at half, the Newton North High Tigers 1, the Brookline High Warriors 0. Javier Garcia got the lone score of the first half in the 15th minute, assisted by Matty Gillen. But a couple of near scores for both sides. Newton North had a couple of shots. One walled off by Ethan Ghosh right at the goal line, and then one saved by Jackson McGee off a shot by Rob Nicolazzo. And then on the Warriors side, some really bad post luck. A shot from Max Luby going off the crossbar, and a shot from Taj Horowitz going off the far post. A thrilling contest thus far, as you'd expect between Brookline and Newton North. And at this time, at this halftime intermission, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight to tell you about the Brookline Community Foundation. For over 100 years, the Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in our community. Among the foundation's many grant programs is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which provides graduating BHS students with scholarships to help fund post-secondary education. To date, 81 BHS students have received scholarships from this fund to help them as they build their futures. Your support is crucial to supporting Brookline youth as they embark on the next steps in their educational journeys. Visit brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442 to learn more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and how you can make a difference right here in Brookline. And remember, as always, you can find all the information you need about our local charity Spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation, down in the description section. You can find the URL to their website and their phone number that I just gave you down in the description section below. And remember, if you're enjoying this live stream, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. We've got 2 more on the docket today, girls JV and girls varsity soccer. Later on, as you see in the live chat from Yuli Burstein, 3 games for Jesse today. What a time to be alive. Hey, I'm happy. More games are always good for me. So if you want to stay tuned for those, subscribing to the channel can help. And if you got any comments you want to leave like Yuli did, put it in the live chat. But for now, it is halftime. Newton North 1, Brookline 0. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, live at Newton North High School in Newton, Massachusetts. With the second half of this game, stay tuned. Hello again, everybody. Back on the mic, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Newton North High School in Newton, Massachusetts. Ready to give you the second half of this high school varsity boys soccer contest between the Brookline High Warriors and the Newton North High Tigers. Newton North with the 1-0 lead off a 15th minute goal from Javier Garcia, assisted by Matty Gillen. We saw a number of near scoring chances on both sides. We saw some great defensive plays from Brookline by Ethan Ghosh and Jackson McGee, and for Brookline's offense, we saw some horribly bad luck on a couple of shots that went off the post. But don't think I'm undermining the efforts of the Newton North defenders, as the Tigers' back line has been pretty effective in limiting Brookline's offensive opportunities, particularly number 12, Sebastian Devo, who has played both center back and wing back today. So you can understand why in the live chat, Yuli Burstein says it should be 2-1 Brookline. I mean, it could also just as easily be 3-0 Newton North. That's just how crazy this game has been. And a high consequence game at that. As I said before the game, Brookline fighting for a playoff spot here, as the top 32 teams in Division 1 will make the playoffs. Brookline is currently ranked 33rd. Newton North safely having secured a playoff spot, currently ranked 11th, but this is their senior day game and they want to honor their seniors of 2023. Second half is underway. Brookline trying to work it upfield. This is Max Luby passing it to the outside. Now a pass off the mark, and it's scooped up by Henry Baker. Rolled in to Sebastian Devo, kicked up the field. That's Matty Gillen coming around the far side and drawing a foul. Free kick now coming from Devo. Long kick deflected ahead. Knocked back and forth, recovered by Isang Iboket. Sent back to Devo and sent out of bounds. Quick throw-in is taken by Newton North. Thomas Rooney passes it back to Devo, sends it back to Harrison Georgiadis, and then back to Henry Baker, who boots it high in the air, and that's going to be out of bounds. Brookline trying to keep up the pressure. Ethan Ghosh throws it in to Oliver Stern. Stern's kick walled off by Devo. Devo manages to turn it around and get it out of bounds on the side, so it's a throw-in instead of a corner. Stern throws it in. Bouncing. Bochel's kick is walled off, and it goes off ahead. And I think they whistled Bochel for a high kick anyway. Baker kicks it into Georgiadis. Sent upfield, broken up by Sebastian Cuervo off the head of Taj Horowitz. And out of the scrum, a foul is called against number 2, Franco Morrow. Dokov rushing the free kick, but it's taken back by Alessio Viscariello. Upfield to Gillen now, and up to Morrow. And Julian Gravero takes that one back. Gravero surveying his options. Sends it back to Ellery Nisler. Back up to Gravero. Gravero dribbling through traffic. Somehow escapes. Tap to the outside to Oscar Kulkarni. And Kulkarni's kick deflected out of bounds off of Diego Zuniga. This will be a throw-in for Brookline. Kulkarni throws it in. Back to Gravero. Swooping in and knocking it away is Rob Nicolazzo. Pass to the middle to Owen Potter, now stolen away by Danny Dokov. Back to Gauche and lifted high, but nobody there, so Devo is going to get there first. Devo fending off the pressure from Stern. He boxed him out and let it roll out for a goal kick. Baker with the goal kick. Bouncing along. Deflected out by Iboquet, gets to Morrow. Morrow tries leading pass, walled off by Gravero. Now a long kick upfield for Brookline, gets to Luby. Max Luby dribbling with it. Couldn't get the edge around Viscariello. Viscariello now trying to dribble away. Running out of room, and now he kicks it up the near side. Gets it up to Morrow. And now Morrow called for the push in the back. Cuervo pass off the mark, and it's kicked away by Rooney. Gravero's deflection goes the wrong way, and Iboquet had it for a second, but then didn't, as McGee now charges in and kicks away the loose ball. Stern corrals this one, kicks it upfield. Horowitz dribbling with it. Viscariello keeps up and kicks it out of bounds. Brookline almost had a chance at an odd man rush there. Good hustle by Alessio Viscariello on defense. Throw in goes back. Pass now to Cuervo. Cuervo up to Stern. Stern sends in the crosser, and that goes off of the field goal post. So this will be a goal kick for Newton North. 5 minutes into the second half now, still 1-0 Newton North. Baker boots this one. Deflects to Nicolazzo. Nicolazzo sends the leading pass, cut off by Gravero. Gravero kicks it all the way up to Stern. Stern dribbling. Runs into a wall, but recovers and passes it back to Dokov. Dokov gets around one man. Sends a pass down the far side for Stern. Stern trying to stay with it, fights off a defender, tries to pass back to Dokov, cut off by Gillen. Dokov recovered for a second, but now it's booted away. Gauche swoops in, tries to kick it upfield, but it's kicked back. Recovered by Cuervo, pass to Bochel. Or no, Dokov, now over to Cuervo. Cuervo loses his footing and falls and knocks over Potter in the process. Zuniga tries to kick it upfield, walled off by Nisler. Looks like we were disconnected for a second, but it seems like we're back on. Iboquet sends a kick out to the far side to an open Gillen. Out to the far side to an open Gillen. Gillen dribbling against Gauche. Gillen gets through Gauche and gets through McGee. And he gets the favorable deflection, I think, for the corner kick. Or does he? Looks like they're setting up for a goal kick. McGee boots it. Deflected down, and they called a foul on Newton North. Dokov setting up for the free kick for Brookline. Boots this one in the air. Deflects off ahead into open space. Kulkarni charging in. Fakes. Kulkarni winds and fires. Walled off by Viscariello. Pass back to Bochel now. And stolen away by Morrow. How about the defensive effort by Alessio Viscariello here in the second half? As now Newton North on the counterattack. This is Nicolazzo. Walled off by Gravero. Deflects back to Morrow. Morrow gains the edge. Crosser sent in. Iboquet's shot is in! Isong Iboquet makes it 2-0 for Newton North. Newton North now the 2-0 lead. Off the goal from Isang Iboket. Off the assist from Franco Morrow. Dokov corrals the ball there, passes for Luby. Luby turning around, taps it over for Kulkarni. Kulkarni now lifts it high in the air, and that's going to go off ahead. Bouncing along, Dokov takes it back. Passes it back to Gravero. Back up to Dokov. Stolen away from Dokov. Now deflects every which way. It gets to Luby. Pass back to Boschel. Boschel pass across to Dokov. Dokov winds up and kicks it wide. Looks like the Wi-Fi is acting a little shaky at this moment, but hopefully it'll right itself. Baker's kick goes all the way up to Gillen. Gillen, a leading kick, is going to be cut off by Cuervo and sent back to McGee. McGee sends it upfield as scrum for the ball is won by Morrow. Passed up. Now a leading pass. It's Iboket again. Shot saved by McGee. Oh, but it's recovered for a second. Chance for Nico Lazzo trying to fake out. And it's finally booted away. Defensive effort. The last kick came out from Sebastian Cuervo. That is going to set up a corner for Newton North as they continue to keep up the offensive pressure. Matty Gillen setting up for the corner here for the Tigers. This one comes in low, and it's knocked away by Brookline immediately. That's going to be out of bounds. That'll be a throw-in now for Newton North. Gillen throws it back to Potter. Potter boots it high in the air and well wide. So that's going to be a goal kick for McGee. McGee kicks this one, goes off ahead. Now off the head of Potter. Gillen controls it. Sent upfield to Nico Lazzo. Back to Gillen, upfield. Dokov takes it. Now Dokov boots it upfield, off the head of Horowitz. Now off the head of Luby. Max Luby off to the races. Max Luby trying to control the ball. And it's kicked away by Georgiadis. And that's going to bounce right off of the corner pole. And it's going to be a throw-in for the Warriors. Throw-in goes to Gravero. Gravero taps it over for Stern, and they call offsides on Brookline. Another prime scoring chance for Brookline just doesn't quite work out as it remains 2-0 in favor of the Tigers. Kick upfield controlled by Morrow, knocked away, out of bounds, Brookline ball. Stern throws it in. Horowitz gets a kick, but it one-hops into the arms of Baker. Baker rifles it upfield. Boy, I don't know why the Wi-Fi is acting so shaky here today. I don't know if it's just that the bleachers keep shaking or what. But this is going to be a free kick for the Tigers. This one popped high in the air, off the head, into open space where it's booted out by Boschel. That'll be another corner for Newton North. Zuniga now setting up to send in the corner. Into the air it goes. Caught out of the air by McGee. This one rolled in. Booted upfield. And booted out. By, I believe, Rooney. Throw in, off ahead, controlled by Morrow. Upfield now to Nicolazzo, walled off by Gauche. And I think they called a foul on Brookline there. Or no, they called a foul on Newton North. Setting up for the free kick is Dokov. Sends it in low, and it's booted away immediately. Recovered by Nisler, couldn't get far. Morrow knocks it away, recovered by Potter, pass to Zuniga. Zuniga pass to Potter. Up to Morrow, who gets it to Zuniga, knocked out of bounds by Wally Lawrence. Throw in, off the head of Dokov, off the head of Gravro. Gravro gets a pass up to Luby, now to the outside. A pass back to Luby. Luby gets tripped up hard by Georgiadis. And that is going to set up a free kick for Brookline. Again, Dokov setting up. Flanked by Toshiki Kobayashi. Dokov sends it into the box, and it's booted away by Potter. Off ahead. Dokov trying to keep it in bounds against Devo, but loses it out of bounds. It'll be Newton North ball. Throw in. Deflects several which ways. Now taken by Brookline. Pass back to Gravro. Up to Luby. Luby fires and misses high and wide. 22 minutes left here in the second half. Newton North leads 2-0. Goal kick from Baker goes into Devo. Devo sends it up the far side. Tapped along by Iboquette. And now Gauche boxes out and lets it roll out of bounds. Throw in from Gauche. Off the head a couple of times. And now send up from Potter to Morrow, walled off. Pass to Bochelle. Bochelle sends it up to Kobayashi. Kobayashi dribbling, pass across to Bochelle. Bochelle, pass finds Lawrence. Lawrence tries to fight through Potter, but it's booted away by Zuniga. Now Nicolazzo dribbling, gets past Nisler. Nicolazzo, pass to Iboquette, give and go, back to Nicolazzo. Nicolazzo just barely walled off by Sebastian Cuervo as it's scooped up by McGee and sent into Bochelle. Bochelle up to Gravro. Gravro to the outside for Kobayashi. Kobayashi pass to Gravro. Gravro turns. Passes back to Kobayashi. Kobayashi lifts it into the box, and it's caught out of the air by Baker. Baker punts it, cross midfield, off the foot of Nisler. Cuervo's kick goes out of bounds, and it'll be Newton North ball. Now some subs checking in for the Tigers. Among them, number 11, Javier Garcia, who had the goal in the first half. Throws it in, knocked away by Bochel. Gets up to Luby. Luby dribbling. Turns towards the middle. Taps it over to Bochel. Bochel dribbling, pass back to Luby. Luby dribbling in. Running out of room, it deflects over to Gravro and is booted away by Wardell. Luby throws it in, off the foot of Bochel and out of bounds. Substitution coming in for Brookline. Looks like number 19, Oscar Kulkarni, returns to the field, replacing Max Luby. And then for Newton North, number 9, Oliver Windles, replacing Isang Iboket. Throw in from Cuervo to Gravro. Gravro taps it over to Dokov. Dokov boots it in the air, and it's going to go off the foot of Viscariello and out of bounds. Quick throw in from Horowitz. Bounces off ahead, corralled by Bochel. Tapped over for Gravro. Gravro dribbling. Lifts it towards the box, and it's booted away by, I think, Georgiadis. Throw in. Tapped back. Now stolen by Zuniga. Zuniga still fighting it up, and a sliding kick by Ghosh gets it away. Pass up to Gravro, stolen by Potter. Gets it up to Nico Lazzo. Now pass cut off by Nisler. Nisler trying to fight his way through several players. It's stolen away by Potter. Pass knocked away by Ghosh, recovered by Wardell. Wardell's pass walled off by Dokov, and Ghosh takes the loose ball, kicks it upfield. Devo trying to chase after it. It's going to roll out of bounds and be Brookline ball. Quick throw in to Gravro. Gravro passes it back to Ghosh. Now up to Gravro. Gravro can't fight through the defender there. And they call a foul on Newton North. Free kick looks like it's going to be coming from Julian Gravro this time. That one goes in, off ahead. Kick by Kulkarni! That one is in! Oscar Kulkarni off the assist from Julian Gravro. And it is now a one-score game with 16:32 on the clock here in the second half. Pass goes back to Potter, kicked upfield, bounces past Ghosh. Zuniga races in and kicks it, and that's going to go out of bounds. Throw in from Ghosh to Kobayashi, back to Ghosh. Back up to Kobayashi, tapped out, and that's going to be a trip on Brookline, and so that'll be a free kick for Newton North. Again. And reconnected. Okay, good. And now pass goes over to Bochelle. Bochelle dribbling. Sends a pass back to Cuervo, but cut off by Nicolazzo. Nicolazzo comes around, kicks upfield. Windles fights through Nisler. And now manages to get it back to Wardell over to Potter. Now this pass broken up by Dokov, but then stolen back by Potter. Kicked up to Garcia, knocked away by Kulkarni over to Cuervo. A couple passes, stolen away by Garcia. Pass back to Wardell. Now sent back to Viscariello, and now back to Georgiadis. And now across to Devo. Devo up the far side, and offside's called. And this will be a free kick for Brookline. McGee takes the free kick across midfield. Off ahead. Corralled by Brookline. Trip from behind. No call. Play continues. Horowitz. Pass through to the middle. Deflected away, and Wardell kicks it out of bounds. You see some more subs checking in for Brookline. Throw in, bouncing, deflects, and Baker is first to the ball and scoops it up. Baker punts it, deflects, and Cuervo with a back pass up to Bochelle, now back to Cuervo, to the middle to Dokov, knocked away by Wardell and recovered by Windles, pass to Zuniga. Zuniga down the far side, deflecting back and forth, out of bounds, that one goes. And it'll be Brookline ball. Quick throw in from Gauche. Pass goes back to Gauche. Gauche kicks it upfield. Deflected by Wardell, taken by Nicolazzo. Nicolazzo off to the races. Stumbles and falls, but stays with the ball. Now taken away by Cuervo. Pass to the near side to Kulkarni. Kulkarni dribbling with it. Still going. Kulkarni across midfield now. Turns around and passes it back to Dokov. Dokov loses it to Rooney, but a foul is called on Newton North. Long kick. Headed down, recovered by Bochelle. Pass for Kulkarni. Kulkarni. It's knocked out of bounds by Newton North, and that's going to set up a corner for Brookline. Just under 11 minutes left here in the second half. Brookline trying to find the equalizer. Oh, that was out the sideline, so a throw-in for Brookline, actually. Thrown in towards the box. It deflects out of bounds, and that's going to be a goal kick. Baker boots this one high. Cross midfield. Headed up by Windles. Chased down by Oliver Stern and sent back to McGee, who boots it cross midfield. Hard collision on the header. And they're going to call that foul against Brookline. Head-to-head collision there, a little dangerous. Brookline trying to argue their case, but it is going to be a free kick for Newton North. Exactly 10 minutes on the clock here. 2-1, Newton North leads Brookline. Kick across midfield off the head of Gauche. Deflected down and booted away. Downed by Kulkarni, pass back to Cuervo, booted upfield. Off the head of Georgiadis, recovered by Gravro. Gravro pass to Kulkarni, cut off by Georgiadis and sent out of bounds. Gravro throws it into Kulkarni, trying to fight against Garcia. And I think they called a foul against Garcia, so Bochel is setting up for a free kick. Now this one is a strange angle, but Brookline has got a cluster of players waiting by the box. Kick comes in, deflects back. Gauche had it for a second, but it's booted away by Wardell. McGee comes all the way up to midfield and then kicks it up low. Booted back off the head of McGee and out of bounds. You know what I think it is? I think they called Nicolazzo offsides because the only one back there was McGee. And now that one is going to be a foul on Nicolazzo. So another free kick coming up for Brookline. Looks like they've got Nisler lining up to take this one. Kick comes in high and caught out of the air by Baker. .7:40 on the clock here in the second half. Headed along, tapped back by Nisler. Gets to Bochel, now back to Cuervo, up to Gravro. Gravro dribbling, it's taken by Rooney. No whistle on that play. Now a delayed whistle. That was a late whistle. For a second, it looked like they weren't going to call that one, even though Kulkarni did get his hands around Rooney there. Viscariello setting up for the free kick. This one deflects to Wardell. Pass through to Zuniga. Zuniga lost his footing there, got tripped up. Brookline takes it back. Upfield it goes. Booted back by Devo. Scrum for the ball now. Won by Newton North. Windles gets cut off, and that is going to be a foul call against Brookline. Looks like it's Owen Potter setting up for the free kick for the Tigers. Kick sails in. Off one hop, it's grabbed by McGee. 6 minutes left here in the second half. Still 2-1 in favor of Newton North. Flex off ahead and goes all the way back to Devo, who boots it upfield. Stern kicks it, gets the favorable deflection, and that's going to be Brookline ball. Throw in. Bouncing along, and then booted away by Devo. Scrum for the ball is won by Windles. Windles trying to gain the edge. Cut off by Gauche, but Windles recovers the ball for a second. as it keeps going back and forth and finally rolls out of bounds. Brookline ball. Quick throw in. Knocked back to Gauche. His kick deflects right off a body and out of bounds. Still Brookline ball. We are officially in stoppage time. The clock frozen at 5 minutes. Only the officials know exactly how much time we have left in this contest. Pass cut off by Dokov. Dokov lifts it. Georgiadis chasing it down, and he's going to kick it off to the far side and out of bounds. Looks like a couple of subs checking in for Newton North. Luby throws it in. Off ahead. Tapped back. Boschel sends it up. Kulkarni. Kulkarni! Ties it up! Oscar Kulkarni! This is a whole new ball game. Fresh slate, 2-2 the score here in stoppage time. Oscar Kulkarni off the assist from Eamon Boschel. And just like that, Brookline has knotted things back up. Pass goes back, lifted high in the air by Potter. Kicked back by Cuervo. Oh no, now Cuervo kicking it up. It gets it to Luby. Luby sends pass back to Cuervo. Cuervo boots it upfield. Horowitz takes the ball. Horowitz tries to pass, walled off by Georgiadis. Now booted out. Nisler kicks it upfield. Deflected back and taken by Iboket. Knocked out of bounds by Nisler. Again, this is stoppage time, so we don't know exactly how much time is left. The clock remains frozen at 5 minutes. Morrow with the ball. No call on the push there, and Kulkarni boots it upfield to Luby. Knocked away and taken by Georgiadis. Georgiadis' kick. And again, they're just letting him play. Gauche boots it upfield off the head and corralled by Boschel. And now we've got a whistle for an injury stoppage. Looks like we got a Newton North player down on the ground grabbing his left hamstring. Looks like that is Harrison Georgiadis, one of the senior co-captains. He's walking off on his own power. Good sign there. And now Brookline was taking advantage of the injury to huddle up, but now that Georgiadis is coming off the field, they got to hurry back. Still in stoppage time here, still all knotted up at 2 apiece. This is going to be a drop ball, I believe, since it was an injury stoppage. The Newton North fans back to stop in the bleachers. It's dropped into Boschel. Boschel pass to the near side to Kulkarni. Kulkarni walled off, trying to keep the ball, and it's kicked out of bounds by Potter. Boschel throws it in. Deflects off Horowitz, taken by Potter. Potter boots it upfield. Iboket controls it. Iboket tripped up by Nisler, and that's going to be a foul on Brookline. Newton North trying to move upfield as they set up for this free kick. Coming from Potter, and that is well wide, and that's just going to bounce out of bounds, and that'll be a goal kick for Brookline. quick goal kick in. That is Gravro. Gravro turning around, kicks it up to Cuervo. Cuervo gets a pass further up the field. Now a long kick off the head of Rooney. Vizcarriello boots it back. Downed. Passed back to Devo, kicked upfield. Iboquette corrals it. Pass to the near side to Garcia, deflects away from him. Bochel touch pass. Slide tackle by Garcia, but somehow it's corralled back, and now the foul call on Garcia as he knocks over Kulkarni. And a yellow card assessed to Garcia. Still in stoppage time as now Newton North subs in a player to replace the carded Garcia. Danny Dokov setting up for the free kick as Georgiadis returns to the field for Newton North. Fans certainly happy to see him. What on earth? A red card. An elbow was thrown, and they've assessed a red card. And I think that is Max Luby who is coming off. While setting up for the free kick off the penalty, Brookline commits a penalty. And Max Luby comes off the field with the red card. Some conversations now happening. Oh, is it still a free kick for Brookline? Is that what they're trying to say? The officials conferring to try and figure out what happens here. And indeed, it will be a free kick for Newton North. So after that bit of confusion, Baker with the free kick. Cross midfield it goes, knocked down, knocked back and forth, and booted into the air by Wardell. Knocked down by Gillen, and it's going to go out of bounds. Throw in. Deflected in the air. And a foul called against Cuervo now. Tensions high here at Newton North High School. No love lost between these two opponents. The free kick deflects off ahead and now booted away by Nisler. Off the foot of Horowitz, but into open space. Vizcarriello kicks it. Deflected and now taken by Dokov. Dokov sends it across midfield. Georgiadis passed it upfield, swung over, and now up to Potter. Now back, and that one deflected off the body of Potter, and that took the wind out of him as Dokov now dribbling, draws a foul from Wardell. And now Dokov down for a second. Both Dokov and Potter down. Potter took that kick right in the gut. Off the kick from number 4, Danny Ormez. So it looks like we've got a full stoppage here. I don't know if they were able to call a timeout because of the injury to Potter. In the live chat from Toby Prabhu Schlosser, let's go Oscar, my boy. Of course, Prabhu Schlosser, a member of last year's state championship team, actually scored the equalizer against Newton North to tie it up at 1 apiece and send it to overtime. And he also had a stop similar to the one Ghosh had earlier where as a defender he stopped the ball right at the goal line. So good to see an alum cheering on the Warriors here in what has been another thrilling contest between Brookline and Newton North. Out of the timeout, Dokov setting up for the free kick. Again, we do not know how much time we have left in this game. Dokov launches it in, headed out, and taken by the Tigers. Now working on the counterattack, Georgiadis sends it upfield and out of bounds. Quick throw in from Brookline. Trapped in the corner, sends it upfield, and that's going to be a throw in now for Newton North. And there is the triple whistle. That is going to put an end to this game. It ends in a draw. The final score here at Newton North High School: the Brookline Warriors 2, the Newton North Tigers 2. You can almost always count on Brookline and Newton North to give you one heck of a contest. And what a heck of a contest this was. Newton North took a 1-0 lead into halftime off the goal by Javier Garcia, assisted by Matty Gillen. And then early in the second half, they got what turned out to be a much-needed insurance goal from Isang Iboket, assisted by Franco Morrow. Seemed like Newton North was well in control at that point, but then Brookline managed to get a pair of scores. First one by Oscar Kulkarni to cut the lead down to 1, and then it was Kulkarni again in stoppage time scoring the equalizer. As he was assisted on those goals. I know one of them was Eamon Boschel, and one was Danny Dokov. So that is going to do it. What a thrilling contest. So that puts a cap on this 2022 regular season. The Newton North High Tigers are heading off to the state tournament after this one, as they have well clinched their spot. For Brookline, they will have to play the waiting game. Came into this last week of the season ranked 33rd, one spot short of a playoff berth. They got 2 ties this week. A scoreless tie at Milton on Tuesday, and now a comeback tie, 2 apiece here against Newton North. I don't know exactly how the points work for the power rankings, so hard to say how much value Brookline is going to get from this tie here. Like I said, they're just going to have to play the waiting game and wait to see the brackets coming out, I want to say, on Wednesday. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. Brookline will certainly be hoping for some good news. Newton North, of course, honored their seniors today for Senior Day. And credit to this senior class. They put up a real fight, as did the rest of the Tigers. One last send-off for seniors Duncan Naylor, Henry Baker, Alessio Viscariello, Harrison Georgiadis, David Gutierrez, Jason Shapiro, Oliver Windles, Javier Garcia, Sebastian Devo, Rob Nicolazzo, Matty Gillen, Gordon Wardell, Nadim Sali, Victor Zandona, and David Pinto, the senior class of 2023 for the Newton North High Tigers. And for Brookline, this may have been the last game for this class of 2023. Like I said, we're going to have to wait and find out once the brackets come out. But if this is to be the last game of the season for Brookline, a hard-fought season, you know, they came in with, you know, all the mystique that comes with being a defending state champion, but they came in without a lot of those state champions from last year as they graduated a large portion of their starting roster from last year. And they continued to fight through it all. Scrapped out a couple of hard-won and hard-tied games like today. I may have only had the chance to cover a couple games for the team this season, but in every game they fought. In every game they initially trailed, and in 2 of the 3 that I covered, they came back and tied it. Once out in Framingham and once here. So even if this team hasn't had the same level of success as last year, you cannot deny the fight and the heart of this Warriors squad for this 2022 season. So now let's give, if this, in the case that this is the last game of the season for Brookline, in the case they don't make the playoffs, again, watch out next week. I believe it's Wednesday that the brackets come out for soccer, so be on the lookout for that. But if this is to be the end of the season, hats off to the Brookline senior class of 2023. Number 1, Liam Sheldon. Number 3, Ethan Ghosh. Number 6, Marco Chernychev. Number 8, Ellery Nisler. Number 10, Toshiki Kobayashi. Number 12, Julian Gravero. Number 14, Taj Horowitz. Number 16, Max Luby. Number 18, Sam King. Number 19, Oscar Kulkarni. Number 25, Zaid Al-Fakari. Number 26, Nico Sever Walter. And number 28, Roham Paslar. So that is the senior class of 2023 for Brookline High boys soccer. So again, we'll have to wait and see how the rankings come out. You know, a tie against a high-ranking opponent like Newton North could get them some points. You know, and we'll see how some of the other low-ranking teams like Natick or Barnstable, how they fared this week. But for now, at the very least, at the end of the regular season, a shout-out to these Warriors and to their soon-to-be graduating seniors. But that's going to do it here at Newton North High School in Newton, Massachusetts. I'm Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this live stream, be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. I'm going to be back on stream later today out at Newton South High School for some girls soccer action, both JV and varsity. JV game at 3:30, varsity game right after, estimated to be about 5:30 start. And that should be an exciting game, no question. So be sure to stay tuned for those. Subscribing to the channel can help. If you got anything you'd like to say but the live stream has already ended, then you can say it in the comment section down below. Although we do have a few final comments in the live chat from another member of last year's state championship team, Rafael Mata. Masterclass, yes sir, number 19, referring to Oscar Kulkarni, the senior who scored both of Brookline's goals here today. You know, again, there's a chance Brookline's playing in the playoffs next week, but if they aren't, what a way to finish his career. But if there's anything you'd like to say in the live stream has ended, like I said, say it in the comment section down below. And also go down below to the description section of the video to find all the info you need about our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. Find out more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and many of the other great causes that the Brookline Community Foundation supports throughout the community. Who knows, your donation could be helping one of the soon-to-be graduating seniors that you saw out on the pitch today. And of course, check out the bottom right corner of your screen. You'll see the URL to my personal website, jessesports.com. Find out more about me, the freelance sportscasting services that I provide, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team or player. Below that, my email address, jgms88@gmail.com, if you want to contact me directly with any questions or requests you may have. And then below that, the URL to my Instagram account, instagram.com/jgms88. Follow me on Instagram where you can see highlights from previous live streams. You can expect that I will be posting those goals from Oscar Kulkarni sometime in the next day or two. So be sure to follow me on Instagram for that. But that is going to do it. The 2022 regular season has finished. Keep your eyes peeled for the state tournament brackets coming out next week. And from Newton North High School in Newton, Massachusetts, the final score, Brookline 2, Newton North 2. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a great rest of your weekend.